chatting with Udo Dirkschneider, who was in Accept and has been by himself for a while. We also got a surprise guest tonight. We have Sven Dirkschneider,
Yes.
Udo's son.
Hello.
I didn't know this was going to happen. This is a big surprise.
I'm surprised to see myself here as well.
All right, fantastic. We'll start with Udo. So, look, I'll tell you, first time I ever did a heavy metal radio show was back in 1988. And that was one of the very first songs that I played on that show was Fast as a Shark by Accept. So,
yes.
Full circle.
I mean, they call it always like in the music business, the first speed metal song ever. We did it in 82. I mean, so speed metal doesn't exist at this time. You know, that was like definitely something new.
Yeah, I borrowed it from my friends across the road, so they'd be very jealous if they knew I was talking to you. So.
Okay.
All right then. Okay, and so Sven, you grew up listening to your father's music by choice?
I mean, yeah, it was always around. I mean, obviously, if you're a little kid, you don't really recognize or you don't really understand what this all is about. I mean, I knew from the beginning that my dad is a singer, but I mean, he was a singer and he was first of all my dad. So, you know, for me it was very normal. And then later, when you grow up, you slowly find out what this means and what it means for people worldwide. I mean, I traveled a lot with him, and we went to all the concerts that we could go to whenever we had off from school, holiday, and whatever. And then you start to realize on what this means for other people, you know, and then you slowly get to the point of understanding the whole thing. Yeah.
Right. Well, Udo, there's probably going to be some people. So your recent release with both of you is the anniversary Balls to the Wall, been re-recorded with some very special guests.
Yes.
And there might be some people who don't like the idea of this. What would you say to them? Because, you know, classic album.
You know, I mean, first of all, I want to say it's normal, you know, when an album coming out is also when we put out with UDO a new album, people say, nah, the last one was better and this and this. I mean, this is always like you have some people around, you know, they're complaining something and this, oh, why they did this. I mean, for us, it was also not so easy to say, okay, we record the whole album again, you know, on our own. That would be definitely wrong. But with the guest singers, it's a completely different story, you know. I mean, it's in a way different. It's fresh. It gives the whole thing a new atmosphere. And yeah, I mean, of course, there will be also some people say, oh, I don't like the voice of Biff, or I don't like the voice of Doro, or whatever, you know. But this is always around, you know. I mean, I'm so long in this business, and you know what? I don't want to use this word, but I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
So, you know, I mean, so far, everybody, journalists and also people around us, you know, from the business and stuff like that, they say, this is a great thing what you did, you know. It's what I said. It's different, you know. And
I would like to say that this is more of a celebration, and with the guest vocalists that we have on that album, it's more of a statement on what recognition this album has and still got for so many people, not only for the fans, only for other people from the scene and vocalists that been there for 40, 50 years. And from the younger generation as well, you know. So I think it's amazing. And what I want to say to all these people is just be lucky that you have a 72-year-old artist who is still putting out music and working and making the time and the effort to do something like that, you know.
All right. So how long have you been thinking of doing this, re-recording this album?
Oh, that was not that long. I mean. The basic with the drums, guitars, vocals, and bass guitar, that was quite quick, right? When that was not that long. That was like 2 months, maybe in general. You know, I mean, go ahead.
From the whole idea, I mean, we didn't. The thing was, like, we had to shift plans, obviously, because, I mean, COVID was there for a long time. So everything that you had in mind and planning at that time went out of control, and you had to reschedule tours and blah blah blah. So originally the anniversary should have been in 2024, but we were busy with Touchdown and we were already on tour with the UDO record, so there was basically no time to do it. But from the point where we said we're going on tour. We want to do a tour celebrating the 40th anniversary of Balls to the Wall. And then the idea of doing the album was coming along afterwards because we had so many people approaching Udo and Peter at festivals and shows that said, "What are you planning for the 40th anniversary?" And we said, "Yeah, we want to do a tour and celebrate the album, performing it live in its entirety and all that stuff." But then so many artists came up and said, "Oh, I would love to do a version together with you of this song and this song." And I love Head Over Heels, or I love London Leather Boys and stuff like that. And then we sat down and said, "Okay, does that make sense?" And we talked to the record label, and they loved the idea. And then we had to get it together pretty quickly. So we did our recordings, I think, in June. I think June last year.
Yeah.
And the conversations with everyone involved in this record was already starting from the beginning of 2024. But we didn't have too much time. I mean, everything was pretty much last minute. And when you have so many guest vocalists involved, you have to create a schedule that works for everyone. You know, if you come up and say, "I need the clips, the files next week," that doesn't work. You know, some
No.
people are busy out touring, writing new music themselves. So we had to adjust to a lot of time schedules that are there from the artists, and everything was pretty much last minute, but we got it together.
Listeners may not be familiar with what's the album's being released yet. Can you tell us who are some of the artists who've joined you and what sort of contributions have they brought?
Yeah, of course. We have Joachim Broden of Sabaton for Balls to the Wall. We have Biff Byford of Saxon for London Leather Boys. We have Miller from Creator doing Fight It Back. We have Dee Snider on Losers and Winners. We have Michael Kiske on Losing More Than You've Ever Had. We have Doro Pesch on Winter Dreams. We have Denko Jones for Turn Me On. We have Ylva Eriksson of Brothers of Metal doing Love Child. We have Tim Ripper Owens doing Guardian of the Night. We have Niels Molin doing Head Over Heels. And what song am I missing? I don't know.
Nothing. Oh, that was it.
I think
Only
that was
10.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Udo, over the years, have you ever listened to the album again and think maybe we should have done this a bit differently? And have you had the chance to do that on this release?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always like this, you know. If you put out a new album, also in '83, you know, of course, at this time we were really happy. Everything, I think that was the whole album was round, no filler, 10 good songs, you know. But of course, if you out of the studio and you listen to an album, let's say maybe 2 months later, again, then of course, then you always say, oh, maybe on this part we can do something different here and there. But this is normal, you know. If you say, oh, this is the perfect album, then in a way it makes no sense to create a new album. Then you say, well, oh, I'm perfect. You know, you're never perfect. You always to be critical by yourself. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, next time we have to take care of this more and this in here. I mean, this is a completely normal thing. So, but anyway, now with the Balls Reloaded, we did something in a way different, but the basic are completely. We didn't change any arrangements or something like that. But the whole thing now has a new character, you know, and that's also new in a way
All right.
for this album.
So I noticed Peter from Accept is with you.
Yes.
How have you found working with him after all these years?
Oh, I mean, so the first time we were working together was on the We Are One album with the German Army Force, and that was the first time we were working together after a long, long time. And so, yeah, and then we did Dirkschneider and the Old Gang EP, you know, 4 songs. So, and then we had a problem with our bass player on the Game Over tour. He get really ill. And so we need a bass player very quickly, you know, to helping us out. And then we called Peter and asked him, oh, is it maybe possible that you can help us out for the tour? And then he said, yeah, I need 1 hour. I have to talk to my wife. And then he called us up 1 hour later and said, I'm coming.
Okay.
So, yeah, here we go. And yeah, but it was not normally, it was not planned that he became a permanent member of UDO, you know. But the old bass player, he sent us an email. He doesn't want to be in the band anymore and blah, blah, blah. And it's a long story. And and then we were sitting down in South America, and I said, "Oh shit, I have to work. I have to look now for a new bass player." Well, you know, and then Peter came up and said, "Nah, I would love to join the band," you know. And I was like, "What? You are sure?" So, and here we go. Now, since 2 years, he's already a permanent member of the band, and
Fan-
I'm really happy that I can, yeah, be together with him after a long time. And I mean, yeah, what can I say? I mean, I'm really happy.
Fantastic. So, how have you found working with Peter, Sven?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, when he joined in 2022, the chemistry was there right away, and I think the first show in Berlin was very, very emotional for Udo and Peter as well, and it was so cool to see both of them performing together, and I think it was sort of unreal for them as well. So it was for us that he suddenly had been there and playing with us, and then when the decision was made that he's joining as a permanent member, everything was basically there already. I mean, we had so much fun playing together and so much fun on the road as well. I think he feels very comfortable with us as well, and all the band and crew. It's yeah, very good atmosphere overall, and I love to play with him. He's one of the best. I don't think that I need to mention this. And we found our way of creating new things as well, you know, that went very quickly, and it's so much fun doing spontaneous stuff with him as well on stage. And he's always very funny, and you never know what he's coming up with. So I really enjoy it.
Well, Sven, you're sort of the surprise guest here tonight. I was going to ask your father, tell us about your son's background, but I'll ask you. So, what is you've been a drum tech for people like Saxon?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, yeah, I was out with Saxon, I think, in 2013 and 14. So that's already over 10 years ago. My God. And yeah, I was touring with them, and then in 2014, when I've been on tour with Saxon, Nigel got ill, so we had to cancel a couple of shows, and they rescheduled them. And at the same time, my dad was asking if I would like to join UDO because he was looking for a new drummer, and he visited us in Berlin, I think it was,
Yeah.
and talked to Biff. And I was doing sound check, so I didn't even catch that conversation. But he told Biff that he needs a new drummer for the band, and then Biff said, "Yeah, why don't you take your son? I mean, he's right there, and I see him play every day, and he definitely is able to do it." So. Yeah, my dad was asking, and then the same time I got the call from Biff, and he was asking if I could help them out on these 5 shows in the UK, which they rescheduled for February 2015. So yeah, that was basically the point where I had to decide if I want to join this music scene, music circus as a drummer. And I said yes, and I played both. I played Saxon in February, and I played UDO in March 2015. And yeah, now it's 10 years that I'm in the
Yeah.
band, and we will be celebrating my anniversary on the upcoming tour.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Um,
that would be a great night.
Crazy and insane at the same time. Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, it developed over the years. It was, of course, a bit, yeah, I would say we needed to see on how it works out. Like, you know, being in a band together as father and son, that could be also a little bit difficult for other people in the band, you know, that they might think, oh, now his son is there and blah, blah, blah. That was not the case, not at all. And for me, it was a big challenge because Udo, my dad, has always had great musicians around him. So I had to step up in my drumming game, let's say. So I practiced my ass off to do what I do now. And I think now, after 10 years, it developed into a very, very good relationship with everyone. And we do business together, and we write music together, and we write lyrics together, and all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool.
Well, I can say only I mean, I'm really proud of him, and I think that was the right decision to take him, you know. And now he became a brilliant drummer. You know, and it's not only me. I say there's a lot of people around that told me, "Wow, your son is a really brilliant drummer," you know. And that also, so I mean, it's good to hear that, you know. It's all. And you know what Sven said. You know, now we are working together like it's a family business in the
Okay.
meanwhile. Yeah, I mean, so we are creating together lyrics, we are creating vocal melodies and stuff like that. He's doing a lot of stuff behind the scene, you know, and yeah, what can I say? I'm really proud of him that what he do is what he is doing.
Fantastic. So you got a big tour planned.
Oh yeah,
I know you've been here previously in Australia.
First
yes,
time ever. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
After 50 years for me, yeah,
All right.
I made it. I made
That's good.
it.
I missed you, but you know, any plans to come back or
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are working on definitely Australia, Japan, and more stuff maybe in Asia. And yeah, but that will be not before I think 2006. I mean, we are quite busy now in 2005. We go now for 2 months on European tour. Then we have some festivals over the summer. In the summer also we have to work on a new UDO album. In November we go to England and Ireland with Saxon. That will be a great tour. I mean, they celebrate the whole album Wheels of Steel. We celebrate Ball to the Wall. I mean, this is something. And then in the end of the year, we have already some shows coming up. Yeah, so, and I think in 2026, there will be definitely America waiting, Canada waiting, South America, Australia, Japan. So that means already we have some shows happened in 2026, like
I'll
festivals and
try and
stuff
make
like
it this
that.
time. Okay.
That means so with balls, I think we are definitely busy until 2026. And yeah, so, and then we will see what's coming up. Then I think the UDO coming up again.
Okay.
So,
I think
quite busy.
I mean you always seem to have fans here. I mean when I was first getting into metal as a teenager, I'd see other metal bands that have the except back patches and I mean you were getting no media coverage here at all. It was basically Aussie Australian fans would have to go to a newsagent and read a foreign metal mag to find out about you. That's probably where I first saw
Yeah,
you. It's
yeah,
always
the
an
last time
underground thing, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, the last time we did only Melbourne and Sydney, and hopefully when we come back now, we do more shows in Australia. You know, we're really looking forward to this, and it's a really good chance. I know that there are a lot of things already working on. You know, so I'm
Fantastic.
looking forward to
Well,
this. Can't wait.
I'm in Canberra, which is the capital city.
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, so if you can come to Canberra, it'd be fantastic.
We would love to do that. I mean, obviously, it's not that easy, you know. Like
Yeah,
for us, it's far away, and flight costs and all that stuff are super high.
Yeah.
But we do talk to people, and I think the two shows that we did in Sydney and Melbourne were fantastic. It was packed, and the people loved it. So it's definitely time to come back, especially with this Balls to the Wall 40th anniversary tour. That would be perfect. Yeah.
all right. So, you know, maybe I'm wondering, so there's probably a lot of younger metal fans out there listening. What would you recommend them to go and check out of your history?
Yeah, I mean they find out a very interesting history. I mean, I do this like a professional. I will say, um, definitely over 40 years, you know. And if you really go into my history, I mean, there was up and downs, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's like you're having good times and bad times, you know. I mean, so, but I'm a guy always looking forward, don't look back, you know. It's always getting look forward and okay, a lot of things are history and sometimes you're getting if you start thinking about this, don't do it, you know, forget it. And yeah, for me it's like always go keep going, you know, and that's I think the most important thing. Still I still have fun to do it and a lot of people ask me already, oh, when you want to retire in Well, no, I
Never.
mean, no. Then that, I don't want to say never, but well, I feel healthy. My voice is working. We can tour worldwide, so there is no reason to stop, I mean, I like what I'm doing, and it keeps you also, in a way, young. I cannot imagine to sit home drinking coffee and talking to the neighbor what we are doing the whole day. No, this is wrong.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, Sven. So, what, apart from your father's work, what other metal bands inspired you?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, over the years, I went through, yeah, some sort of process, I would say. When I was a teenager, there was very big pop punk scene over here in Germany, like Sum 41 and The Offspring and Green Day and Blink 182 and all that kind of stuff, No FX. And I grew up listening to that. Then I had a period of very hard heavy metal like Children of Bodom and Fintroll and Slayer and all that kind of stuff. Then I went more into the classic heavy metal scene, Judas Priest, Saxon, Uriah Heep, and all that kind of stuff. And now there's very interesting modern bands as well. I love Amaranth, very powerful new sort of genre that they created, and there's a lot of that stuff coming up right now with all these pop influences, I would say, or even techno influences, which is a big mix up right now, coming along, and a lot of people love that because it's very powerful and yeah, it has so much energy when they play it live, or what's the Electric Callboy, for example. They are huge right now. And then there's Parkway Drive, Australian band, which is insanely big over here. Now there's the Pantera reunion, of course, a big influence of myself as well. Vinnie Paul on drums. I mean, I had the great honor that he was watching a show in Las Vegas when we played there once. I was blown away. Korn is a big influence for me as well. But then there are other bands who not particularly metal, Muse or something like that. I like to listen to that. So there's all sorts of influences that I have, which I think is also important to write your own music, to be interesting. Like there's so much influences coming from other genres that we take to our music, and
Yeah.
try to put it into metal, which works fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, it's been fantastic talking to both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
Thank
you.
you for having us.
okay, all right. So hopefully see you in Australia again soon.
That would be great.
Yeah.
We would love to come back and hopefully see you in 2026.
Yeah, we do our best, and in a win, meanwhile, stay tuned.